Now we're going to create an image map. And to do this, we're actually going to do it on the family page. And what an image map is a way to be able to say, here's a space in the image, and we want that part to be clickable. And when you click on it, then you go somewhere. And so you identify different parts of an image. Now you can do that with, let me show you how that works. So there are different shapes that you can identify. You can rectangles, circles, polygons, or the default, which is the entire image, right? So you can specify which shape. And then once you figure out the shape, you've got to identify the coordinates. So for a rectangle, you need to identify one corner, two corners, the two corners that are opposite each other. And it can be this one or this one, but you need to get the coordinates opposite from each other to identify a rectangle. To identify a circle, you need to identify the XY coordinate of the middle of the circle and then the radius. And once you do that, then you have a circle. So that's what you need for a circle. Now that doesn't show you here, but for a polygon, you need to have a series of XY values. And for every point where the polygon bends or has a corner, then you need to have every corner. And that's what you do for a polygon. So we're only going to be working with rectangles. And so we need to identify the two corners of the rectangles and create a map using that. Now, doing this is actually not in the CSS, it's actually in the HTML. So we're going to go to the komatsu.html, and we're going to go down to where we find that family image. Maybe it's up from here. There it is. So it's the Komatsu family, and there's the image right there. And we're going to go ahead and add this after the figure. So right after the figure closes, the figure box, we're going to add a map. And a map is, it has an opening and closing tag. And then inside here is where you identify all the different areas that you want to identify on the image. And each location on the image is identified with an area tag. And an area tag is a self-closing tag, so it's empty, and we're going to identify several properties in here. So first we're going to say what shape it is. Remember, there were 4 different shapes that we wanted to use, and we want to use the rectangle shape, so we put RECT for the rectangle shape. And then the next one is we identify the coordinates. And the coordinates, remember that the coordinates for a rectangle are 2 corners. So we're going to do 74, 74, and the textbook has already figured out these coordinates for us. By the way, if you want to figure out coordinates where they are in an image, there are different apps that you can download to identify what the coordinates are. So 74, 74, 123, 141. So those are 2 corners. So the one corner is 74, 74, and the X, they work like we did before. So X is positive. So from the top left corner, you're going to go down 74 pixels, and the Y is positive. You're going to go, oops, I did that backwards. The X is you're going to go over 74 pixels, and the Y direction is positive going down 74 direction. So that's where that first point is. And then the next one is an x-axis of 123, so it's over 123 and down 141. Not from the first point, but all the way from that origin at the very top left corner of the image. So here we've identified the top left corner and the bottom right corner of the rectangle, and we did that with the coordinates. The next one is the href, because what we're going to do with this map is we're going to say, okay, when you click on it, you go somewhere. So this href will let us know where we're going. And here we're going to use a local link. So instead of, you can use an external link where it takes you all the way out, and then you have to use the HTTPS : all of the whole thing. But this is going to be local. And this first one is eco Komatsu. So we want it to go to _ikkko.html. So that's that's going to link a local link there. And then the last value is an alt. And this is like the alt tag in an image tag where you put text that will replace the link so that can be seen. Kumatsu. And then we save that. And now notice that my editor's got too long, so it put all of them one after another. So for an area, we put shape, coordinates, href, and alt. Now we're going to do this 5 times. So we want to do this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, every face in the image. And we're really just defining the faces. Okay, a rectangle that kind of encompasses each individual face. So we want to do this 5 times. Now let's see what happens. What we're going to be changing, we're going to change several things, right? We're going to want it to be a rectangle, but the next one will have different coordinates. So we'll replace the coordinates entirely. So 126, 109, 177, and 172. So 2 XY pairs. And now this one we want to go to Mika. And so that's the Mika HTML. And here the name will be Mika. And so now we just need to go through. So notice that there's a little bit of tedium here to create these maps. That you have to go into each one and enter all the points that you need. And the href. So here we're going to have 180, comma 157, comma 230, comma 214. All right, and this one is going to be for Hiroshi. So we're going to want to change the link to go to Hiroshi's page. So there's Hiroshi, and we want to change the name here to Hiroshi. Okay, so there we've got 3 of them. So I'm just going to keep going. And the 4th one, the coordinates are 258, 96, 312, 312, and 165. And this one is for Genta. So we're going to want to go to the Genta page, and we're going to want to change the name to Genta. Okay. And one last one. And notice these are all inside the map tag, all these different areas that we're adding. So the rectangles changed now to 342 and 86, 398, and 162. And this one's going to be for Zuzuko. So we want to go to Zuzuko HTML, and we want to change the name here. Okay, so now we've added areas, and we've created this map. So if we refresh here, nothing happens. So all we've done is add the map. We're not quite done.